Hey guys, Snestastic back again. A few weeks back I told you I'd got a new game room and I'd be doing it up, and as soon as it's ready I was going to show you the game room. Now I know a few people have been asking recently when it's going to get done, and now today's the day. I've finally got it tidy and neat and it looks just the way I like it. So yeah, let's crack on. I'm going to show you what I've got. Right, as you can see, to start with, there's the Final Fight poster which I had in my previous game room, which I got from eBay, which is absolutely beautiful. I love that poster, it looks excellent. It's basically 9 photo glossy pieces of A4, and you just arrange them how you want, and it just looks excellent. Then we have my humongous Magnificent 7 print. Sorry about the reflection, unfortunately I shut the curtains and it's just too dark to film, so I'm stuck there really, but you can just about make your Brenner out in the middle, I think. Okay, then we've got my boxes. There's my boxed Xbox, which is a brand new unit which I've got. It's only been used a handful of times. I got it off eBay about a year ago, brand new, completely sealed, absolutely immaculate. Really impressed with that. There's my box PS1. The reason it's boxed is because one, I wanted it for collection, I wanted a boxed one, but also I have a PS1, the small slim version, which I play all my games on, which I'll show later. So the box one is there just as a backup really. There's my American SNES, American Super Nintendo, that's hooked up to the TV at the moment, and my American Atomic Purple Pack N64, which is also hooked up to my TV, which you'll see those later on. Okay, this is my Xbox collection. As you can see, I've got quite a few titles at the moment. I'll be adding to that as I go along because I'm having a bit of an Xbox moment. I'm really loving my Xbox more at the moment. I'm getting back into it again, so I'm just buying quite a lot of games for that because they're so cheap. And you know, if you want a games console to collect for on a budget, then if you don't like the NES or you just don't want to collect for the NES, then the Xbox is a fantastic option. Yeah, the games are dirt cheap on eBay, well worth a look. Down the bottom we've got my 3 Sega Saturn games. There's Rayman, Sega, Rally and Daytona. And then down here we've got a couple of PS1 games and a few demo discs. Now, as you can see, I've got 3 bookcases, one empty which I just bought yesterday. That one with my PS1 games and the one with the Xbox games. Now, these are, by the way, these are baby bookcases you get from Argus. These were recommended to me by my good friend Xfile2708. Thanks Xfile mate, because they're really good. £10 each, fantastic build quality for such a cheap price. Really highly recommended if anybody needs some storage for games. It's excellent. I say there's roughly around about 40 titles on that top shelf there, the Xbox. So you know, as you can imagine, I've got 9 shelves. That's going to hold quite a few games. It's really, really good. My aim is basically I'm just going to get as many Xbox games as possible and fill those bookcases up. I've got my DVDs and then I've got to move them downstairs at some point. So once I've done that, I will free up some space to move my games around so that those bookcases will be dedicated to Xbox. Okay, on the left hand side we have my massive bookcase from the previous game, which you've all seen before I'm sure, but for any of my new subs I'll run you through it in case you haven't, because I know I've got a lot of videos so I don't expect you to watch them all straight away. Okay, there's my wrapper. He basically sings when you clip his hand. There's my packaging for my Street Fighter and Tomb Raider figurines, and that little grey box is my Game Boy Advance. I've got the cherry red one and it's mint condition, no scratching, no dead pixels, nothing, it's just perfect. There's the box for my Japanese 40GB PlayStation 3, which I absolutely love that console. It's a fantastic console and it just looks beautiful in white. That picture really doesn't do it justice. If you go back to one of my early videos when I show my consoles off, you'll see how good it actually looks. There's my selection of modern games. There's an Xbox 360 game, a ton of PS3. There's a GameCube game, a PSP game. There's my Gorilla Pod for putting my camera on when I make videos. Next one down is my small selection of boxed Super Nintendo games from America, all complete, as mint as I can possibly get them. There's my couple of loose carts which aren't really relevant because they're just games I've picked up over time. Yeah, I generally buy boxed complete because I don't see the point in owning cartridges. I was thinking about changing and just going to cartridges, but there isn't a lot of difference in price. It's only a little bit extra for a boxed one, so I'm just going to stick with boxed games. And I know that's what I like more, so it's best to go that way. And next shelf down is my 4DS games. The red box is Final Fight 1 for the Game Boy Advance, and the purple box is a copy of Freeloader, which allows you to play import games, American and Japanese titles, on my UK GameCube. There's a bottle of alcohol for cleaning cartridges. black case is my Nintendo DS Lite, the black one. And there's my small selection of 5 N64 games. We've got GoldenEye, Mario 64, The World Is Not Enough, which is another Bond game, Perfect Dark, and we have Shadows of the Empire, which is a Star Wars game. And then there's a box for the memory card that I bought recently. Below that, we have my small selection of Sega Genesis or American Mega Drive. Those games, as you can see, all come complete, boxed up with their wee willy winkies attached at the top. I always have the hang tab because I just don't like the way people break them off, and it annoys me. And then there's 2 loose cartridges there which I got in the trade with Tiger Vamp UK. Okay, down below that we have my American NES or NES collection. The majority of those games were given to me by my good friend Clinton, Dogtriper91. Absolutely awesome YouTuber, really nice guy, and I really appreciated him doing that. It was just absolutely blew me away. Then we have my DVDs down the bottom, which, as I say, will be moving. Eventually I'm going to shift them downstairs so that I've got more room for my games, because this room's only so big. And then we have my Nintendo wall, my SNES wall. Okay, we've got Super Pro Protector, which is the UK version of Contra 3 for any Americans. We had robots, you had humans. I prefer the robots myself. Got Buster Bust Loose, Turtles in Time, absolutely awesome Street Fighter 2 Turbo poster, which I love. Super NES Judgment Day it's basically a review of the Super Nintendo in the magazine I had, or I've still got, in fact. Yeah, it was basically when the console came out and there was reviewing it. So it was like Super NES Judgment Day. You know, is the console really worth the money, sort of thing, which it was. Are You Tough Enough is an advert for a game called Tough Enough, funny enough, and that's on the Super Nintendo as well. It's basically a rival for Street Fighter. It was a great game. It's okay, but nowhere near as good as Street Fighter, obviously. And then we have the Don't Go Fox Hunting advertisement for Star